the channel, guys, in another video here. This is probably more interesting to me than anything else, but I thought I'd do an in the bag video. I actually just recorded a video and it turns out it got cut off. So take two. I wasn't rambling too long on the last one, but I travel a lot and I take some of my discs with me, so I thought this time, because things are kind of tight, I wouldn't be able to do any videos. I want to do more videos. I thought I'd do an in the bag video. See how many times I can say video over and over. But I've recently changed my whole bag over to Trilogy, and it's been a fun process doing that. Most of my discs were already Trilogy, so it's really only a couple of ones that I had to replace, and it wasn't that difficult. But go ahead and start off putting with the pures. I love the hard pures, and I like the beadless shallow feel. For me, I was going between the Warden and the pures, and I'm not sure exactly what ended up doing it and making me decide. But right now it's pures. I've still got a stack of Wardens in case I ever wanted to change my mind, but now it's pures. And I think actually the reason why I went with pures is because I liked throwing the pure. So I got an Opto pure, and then I went and got the Glimmer Opto X pure to kind of be my throwing putter, but I haven't thrown it a whole lot because I just love how this disc looks. But one of these days when I get to the point where I feel like I need a putter, throwing putter, this is going to be it. I feel like most of the times I'm throwing a mid-range or just going to jump putt it. So throwing putters are not my strong game, but when I do get to that point, this is probably going to be it. So those are my putters. Approach discs. You can imagine I'm with Trilogy, not with Trilogy, I wish, but I throw Trilogy discs. You can imagine what my approach disc is, and this isn't really going to tell you much, but it's the harp. I've got this one here, this hand-eye stamp in soft, and I've got this Lucid X Glimmer harp. For more stability, and if I want ground action, this is the one. Usually I like to throw this one because he's gonna stick and not move a whole lot, and I tend to overthrow because I like to run everything. So this is usually what I'm gonna reach for. But I couldn't pass up, that stamp is beautiful. So this one is not in the bag, but I had to pick it up because I saw it in a bin, a used bin, and I just had to get it. And the reason for that, we'll get an up close picture here, but it's Albert Tam's harp. So apparently he threw this in the water. Some guy with scuba gear went out and got it and pulled it out, and it had been sitting in this used bin, and I snagged it up. So that's just kind of a cool disc to keep, but I don't really throw it. All right, mid-ranges. I've only got two mid-ranges. I picked this one up. It was in a used bin as well. A lot of my discs I get used, obviously except for some of the other ones here. But I really like the EMAC Truth for a nice straight and overstable mid-range. I wish I had one that was beat up and was a little bit more straight, but I'm excited for the Bounty coming out and thinking that that's going to be the slot in my mid-range that I'm looking for. And when you want something that's just crazy overstable, the Justice. Again, another used disc, and it's got the previous guy's ink on it. I'm gonna dye this one and keep the EMAC logo here in the corner, and we're gonna have a couple of discs that I'm gonna be dyeing here pretty soon because I've got several white discs in my bag, and I don't like that. I like being able to see a color and picking out the color. So, plus I want to experiment with that, so that's gonna be coming up soon. Slow fairway driver. This is a Maverick, and I just picked it up, and I absolutely love the way this disc looks. It's beautiful, and I've thrown it probably twice so far, and I think it's just what I was looking for. Excited to get some more throws on this one, and it's always nice to throw a disc that you love the way that it looks. So this one was absolutely beautiful. I wasn't expecting this. I ordered this one straight from Dynamic Disc website, in addition to another one up here coming pretty soon. But excited to have that one added to the bag. Now, this is where majority, I feel like, maybe it's not, but to me it seems like majority of my game comes from, and that's the 9 speeds. I don't have the biggest arm. I don't throw very far. Usually it's between 300 and 350. So 9 speeds is usually where I can get the easiest distance and consistently. So this is kind of a newer one in my bag, the Vandal. And I'll just go ahead and pull out the next ones, which is the Escape. So these ones have been my go-to drivers for quite a while. My bag's changed a lot over the past year, but these ones have been my go-tos, and I really like how they fly. And I kind of wanted something a little bit less stable, but still had a finish to it. And I wanted to see if I could throw these and get a nice full flight out of them and have it finished. And it's kind of what it's been doing for me. I do play in windy conditions, so this one doesn't come out a whole lot in those winds. But just kind of an interesting addition to the bag. And these things are just, I love the Escape. In fact, I've got these in several different plastics. And I might do a video about all the ones that I've got. Don't have all of them, but I've got, I think, 7 plastics. Yeah, so including the fluid, which is beautiful. This one for me is just nice and straight with a little bit of finish, and it's pretty much my trusty fairway driver. This one has been, it's a Fusion, it's been beat in perfectly by the guy that sold it to me. He had these two, and I was looking for a step up because I was throwing a really understable fairway driver, and I was like, I need something to step up above that, a little more stability. And he's like, I've got these Escapes you might like, and I first throw loved them. This one has been beat in nicely, and it is a beautiful turnover disc. Maybe I'm using that word incorrectly, but I can throw this one on a nice slightly baby hyzer or flat, and it will get up and just turn over and ride to the right for me. I'm a right-hand backhand primarily thrower, so I like how these two complement each other in stability. So those are some fun ones. Then I wanted something just a little bit more stability, and this is a Moonshine Getaway that I've got, and I like the way that these 4 discs really complement each other. Kind of depending on the shot shape I want. You know, I've got a Getaway. This one is really nice and straight with a little bit of finish at the end, a little bit of fade. It's not my brand new Getaway. I do have a brand new Getaway, and that's not in my bag because it's just a little too overstable. Hasn't been beat in yet. So that one is good. Now, obviously, you need an overstable disc, 9 speed, none other than the Felon. This one is 167 grams. It was the heaviest one that they had in stock with this stamp, and I really wanted this stamp. I thought it was so funny. So I got it, and I've got a Glimmer, Lucid X Glimmer Felon. This one's heavier, and it doesn't really even need to be 175 grams. This one is overstable. It's always, these are forehand discs for me only. I don't throw them backhand. I don't feel like there's a reason for me to do that. I can't get those very far on a backhand, but forehand they'll do exactly what I want. This one is a little bit straighter, and I really like that. Very similar, but this one's just a little bit straighter. I say just a little bit. They're pretty overstable discs to begin with. So if I'm looking for something that I don't have to like just throw extremely hard, because this one I've got to throw really hard to get it to go straight for a little bit before it starts fading. And this one, I don't have to just completely muscle it, but I've got to give it a good throw. So interesting compliments to each other. When you saw in my recent video, I got a Renegade. Been interested in this disc. It's out of production, but I thought I'd pick one up because I thought they were kind of what I was looking for, to get a little bit faster, get a little bit more distance, and I I've had some pretty good throws with it, and I've had a couple bad throws. Note to self, not throwing this one in the wind, at least not in a headwind. So, then Elucidex Glimmer Renegade. I haven't thrown this one yet, but it looks awesome. I get a little tongue-tied sometimes, but it looks pretty sweet, looks awesome. And excited to see if these ones complement each other pretty well. I like having one mold in different plastics. Never thought I would be like that, but I think that these ones are just pretty cool looking discs. So I've also got, these are my forehand discs right here. High Speed Sheriff. Love forehanding this disc. It's worked out so well for me. In fact, I did have one throw on U-disc. I measured it, I think it was like 440 feet. I just threw it, and a little bit of right to left wind helped me out. A little bit of anhyzer release, and that thing rode the wind, fighting it out the whole way. And I couldn't believe that I passed 400 feet, because that's the only throw that I heard had past 400 feet. When it's a little windy and I really want to make sure that I get distance and it's going right, because sometimes you just have bad releases. Throw a little bit of anhyzer, it's going to go left. But this one, I like to be able to trust this one. It's coming back right. These Sheriffs, particularly this exact, the V2 Glimmer Sheriffs this year, are domier than stock or the Lucidex, the other Lucidex ones. And they're pretty overstable, so I like that. I've also got here a Fusion Sheriff that I've been trying to see if I could beat this one in to be my distance backhand. But honestly, a lot of the times it flies the same distance as my escapes, or I did have a musket, that one got out of my bag for who knows what reason, because I have too many discs. So still haven't figured out what the best distance driver is for me. And as such, I've also got Biofusion Trespass. I was thinking about if I could beat this one in, then that one might be it. I've got a Lucid Captain, trying to think if this one would be a good distance driver for me. And as well as a Fusion Raider and a Freedom. This one is really interesting. It's understable, and I want to love it. I'm not sure. It's questionable, but you know, that's basically my bag. I do have a baseball because I like to throw in trees for no good reason. My mini, ice cream. I love ice cream, so that just seemed fitting. And a Rip Revenge is in my bag as well. Maybe I'll film playing that sometime, but let me know what you guys think. Hopefully it wasn't too long and boring, but you know, leave a like, comment down below. Let me know what you liked, what you're surprised maybe that I am not in my bag, considering I've just thrown the Trilogy brands. And like I said before, what we're going to be doing here pretty soon is we're going to dye in some discs. We've got a lot of white ones on accident, and I like adding color to the bag, so I'm going to be dyeing a couple of discs here soon when I get the chance, and that'll be probably the next video. So thanks for watching, guys.